Oh, hey.
Unmute her.
Hi,
Yeah.
Carly, are you there?
Yeah, I can hear you now. It was muted.
So do you want to run this meeting virtually, or you want Dan to do it? There's not much on it, so it's up to
Yeah,
you.
if Dan could, that'd be great. I'm
Okay.
trying to
Hey, Carly,
multitask.
before you back up, this is a new camera setup. How do we look?
Good. Yeah, it looks really clear.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. I'm calling the special work session today, May 29th, to order. Gavel.
Yes.
Uh,
First on the agenda is consent agenda.
I move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
The consent agenda has been moved and seconded. All those that approve,
Vote by saying
Aye.
vote by saying aye.
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 Hi.
Well, those opposed, nay. All those, motion passed.
Yeah.
Right, we can do this.
Now, don't you guys vote me in July if I'm on fires, because I'll have to do it remotely. July, August, and September.
All right.
Okay,
Next
so
on the agenda.
Side note.
the next is decision items. The first one up is awarding a contract for design services for the capital bond project.
So I guess I can open. We interviewed. There's a lot, or we interviewed two. We screened.
Received sales proposals.
Yeah, and so we interviewed our final two. The original coming back number was 18%, which was Paul and I both agreed that it was a non-starter. So then a lot of that had to do with their lack of knowledge of our pre-existing conditions. When you're getting into remodel and add-on and stuff like that. So we opened up our buildings to them. I don't know, did anybody take advantage of it?
No, we did see them at a very specific scope, saying, hey, these are the only areas of scope. And we said, hey, come take a look Monday, Tuesday of that week and say, the school's open for you to come take a look. I think they got the message that we weren't happy with their pricing and they were able to sharpen their pencils for us. So,
And it was really on the plumbing, electrical, and mechanical. So that's good. But I think it was a good selection. We're in the exact same process now with our contractor selection. Monday we have interviews with our final three. We screened those down. What day was that?
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah.
My life's a blur right now. But anyway, I think we have three really good options that we'll interview. We got, are we allowed to say who they are? I think we can. So we have Triplet, Wellman, Skolden,
Gertie.
and Gertie.
Okay.
So we got kind of a good mix in there in that process.
I move to approve the consent agenda with OH Planning and Architectural Design for design services as recommended by H&K Company at 11%. Oh, I'll X-day the last part.
Can we discuss this a little further?
Sure. I say if we get a second, then we discuss. Then it's
Okay.
open for discussion.
Okay.
I'll second.
Okay, so we have a second. Boom.
Yeah.
Now we're open for
We're
discussion.
open for discussion.
Yep.
It seems ridiculously high to me. I've got inside knowledge of someone that's been in the construction industry working with school districts for over 30 years. And I floated this number in front of them and they said that seems a bit high to them. Actually, quite shocked on the number. Can't you guys do better?
so between 11 and 12% is an industry standard for a remodel project. I have a history of about 20 projects I can show you with very similar percentage value. So based on my experience and the industry as a whole, my boss's experience and our company across the board, this is a very good. We're very happy with this outcome.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, the bad part is the other company that we interviewed, we are not even by law allowed to ask a percentage from them unless we decline the first one, correct?
So there's an Oregon law, my same law things.
Okay.
So basically, we have to go into the design phase of this, pretty much blind, select a person, negotiate the fee, and you either take it, what's behind door number one, or you have to fully take them out of the play and go on to your number two.
Okay.
And there's no guarantee your number two is going to give you a better number than.
Okay.
And it's the only part of this design build process that is this weird anomaly. And there's actually laws that regulate it. Somehow they've lobbied for this process. It's crazy.
It's purely a qualification-based selection. So we can only select based on the qualifications they provide. And then once we make that selection, we then can enter into fee negotiations. So at that point, we can negotiate that fee, which we have done already. We brought it from 18.7 down to 11.7 to that negotiation process. But there comes a point where we either accept that or we declare an impasse and proceed with the next highest score, or would be the next architectural firm in line that we interview in this case.
Okay.
Without knowing their number.
Okay.
So it's a bizarre process. I mean, I think I made my point at the table a couple of times about how ridiculous this is in Oregon statute. But
Yeah.
That was my first question, Dan.
no, I mean, Roy and I were all over it. I mean, we were like, this is like the craziest way to.
I want their lobbyists.
Right.
Because, yeah. And
Yeah. So how many hours of design do you think they would put into this?
That's a good film.
I don't know if I have I probably have it in my office.
I didn't put total here.
So it doesn't break out hours specifically. I could extrapolate based on their hourly rate if you like. Which take
Yeah. What's their hourly rate? Because that's the way that's what I was trying to get down to. Like, because if this, they're,
I'd say it's in the range of $125 to $150 an hour. So,
Oh, well, that's not, I mean, honestly, that's not horrible. Like, I was figuring it'd be like $200 an hour is the way I was.
Well, and the better job they do on the design side of it, the less change orders RFIs will deal with, in process, which
Yeah.
saves us time and money on that side of it.
Right.
And they seemed pretty legit. I think they do the whole 360 recording of every room, and I mean, their technology side of it was pretty tight. So
Got it.
I think, yeah, we may pay a little more on the design side, but I think it'll be probably a more complete package, and save us
It
time.
should save us money on the construction side, hopefully.
That's the hope.
There's
But
a program
spending a little more on the
There's a
design
program
side.
element here as well, that we have to sort of start we have to meet with district staff and discuss what are the needs we're trying to solve here with this renovation. So we're kind of starting from zero in a way. We have an idea of what we're going to do with the bond funds, but not really defined it specifically. So that programming element also adds an additional expense, which say if we had a conceptual design to start off with in this programming element. And that's about a $30,000 to $40,000 cost that's included here that you may not have if you had a concept already starting. So we're kind of starting from zero here. So we have an idea, but we don't. It's just conceptual. The ideas are not here, but we need to find a way.
Mhm. Okay. I think our next CTE program should be training designers.
We're gonna have 2 CAD classes next fall.
But are we, so once we pick a contractor, will the contractor, the architect, and some of us kind of do a walkthrough to get ideas on concept, or?
We have that meeting already scheduled on the.
Yeah, so the first design kickoff meeting is scheduled for next Thursday. O is gonna be here and they're gonna meet with staff who are available to get input from.
Thursday, what bus am I driving there?
Well, and
But
they're
as long
just
as
trying
Adam
to,
and
well,
you-
they're trying to get teacher voices before they leave.
I
Right.
think we've got 3 scheduled design.
Obviously, this is still contingent on award contract.
Yeah.
Well, we're working that way, but.
So we'll cancel those meetings if it doesn't work out. But yes, but we are already starting the process of meeting with staff and getting that, getting the needs that we need to solve with this design. So people are hit off for a person for stuff. Yeah.
And then that's the intent behind having the CMGC on board as early as we get them on board, is we get the designer on board, then we get the contractor on board, and they can start working together. So then they start talking about,
Building.
investigations of the existing conditions and things like that to help with the design. But obviously we need to design first. So.
Yeah, next Thursday is like their last. one of their
Grading
last
day.
days.
So that's why it's kind of an optional input. It's 10 to 12.
And then there's another one after that time.
Yeah, we've got either 2 or 3 design meetings that they have asked for, having basically a built-in committee, so staff and community members and things like that. So once we get the first one done, we'll figure out what other areas we need to target, and they'll get to work on scheduling a second one.
So we have a motion on the table. Do we have any more discussion around this
Do you
motion?
have any questions?
Carly, do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, so we have a second. All in favor of the motion,
You got it right there.
as the motion to approve, OH planning and architecture design for design services as recommended by HMK Company. Say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those, opposed, thank you.
I know, you're thinking baseball already.
I know. All those opposed? Motion passes.
Yeah, under the enterprise.
Enterprise zone resolution.
So last board meeting, we had a presentation by the group that does the Sheridan Willamina Enterprise Zone. This is just the resolution that basically adopts that. I set it up and we will probably never see a dime out of this, but if anything ever changed, I went ahead and set the fee at that 30% as part of that. And if you remember, that's that year 4 and 5. If the business accesses that, and it's the delta between what the property tax was and what it would be, we would see some dollars out of that, but I'm guessing it would be pretty minimal unless it was like Hampton Lumber all of a sudden gets in the game or something, but they're outside of it. So I think this is more of just a courtesy resolution that keeps that enterprise zone alive. And we may or may not see something in our lifetime.
Yeah, do we know, has there anybody that took?
Nobody's ever gotten to the years 4 and 5.
Okay,
They do the years 1 through 3,
yeah,
but like a business like, your winery could access this program in some capacity.
yeah, if we actually buy equipment.
Yeah, if you were doing, if you were doing stuff, so, but I think it has to be, the interesting one would be, I don't know how they would monitor like online businesses and,
Right,
people selling stuff online out of their garage. It's like, that's pretty under the radar.
right.
So,
I'll move to adopt resolution 2024-25-04 to secure the rate of the school support fee of 30% as part of the enterprise zone.
do you want me to pass this copy, April, so they can sign it?
I have the official
Got it.
copy. I haven't signed up the meeting.
Perfect.
I was gonna give you mine.
The motion has been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those that oppose? The motion is passed. for the resolution 2024-2025-04 to secure the rate of the school support fee of 30% as part of the enterprise zone.
And you would, yes. Right.
Yeah.
Do you want us to, are we supposed to sign these?
No.
I have one that I'll have you sign.
Okay.
Do we have to approve the hire or just
So
principal?
the hires are in the consent agenda, which you already approved.
Okay, so,
So this is just in order to add somebody
We have
to
add it as a
our,
signer.
right. the
we
bank
have
requires
to have that reflected in board minutes, so I've turned that into the bank. The only thing I'm gonna change on that motion is if you could just add as of July 1st, 2025. I just left it a general statement, but it really should be as of July 1st because there'll be a lot of bookkeeping Chris will have to do in June that Jamie Fluke will be still signing checks, so.
I move to approve Jeremy Hurl as the authorized signer
Thanks.
on First Federal account July 1. Effective July 1,
Yeah.
2025.
Second.
The motion to approve Jeremy Hurl as the authorized signer of First Federal account as of July 1st, 2025 has been moved and seconded. All those that approve say aye.
One, just question, discussion. Do we just have one person or do we have the assistant
No, there's actually,
principal?
yeah, we have 4 signers.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, so
Okay.
like myself, actually,
Okay.
and I think maybe Lisa might be on
Okay.
it too, and then
Yeah.
Jamie Fluke,
Okay, that's what
or the principal.
I assumed, but I thought I'd ask.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Motion has been moved and seconded. All those that approve say aye.
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 All those that oppose? Motion has passed.
So,
Next agenda item.
so this is just an our contract is up with our current auditor. And, we went out for an RFP last time when it was up. And so we're gonna be looking for an auditor service again, mainly because we just really haven't been very happy with the auditing that we've had over the past couple of years. It's been really delayed. Lisa's very phenomenal in giving them absolutely all the information. They spend an entire day at our office. We give them everything, and there's just constant delay on wanting more information and doing this and that. And so, having spoken with a lot of other districts and stuff, we're just gonna throw it out there. That was the same one we used last time when we did an RFP. So Lisa just updated all the information and see if we can get somebody else that will bite and give us a.
Actually, there's a couple new firms that we're excited about that kind of come on the radar from small district. Small districts are tough. Like there are ESDs over on the eastern side. And districts that are just now getting their audits from last year, which then holds up their state funding. Because the state doesn't care if you can't find anybody. It's like.
Yeah.
So
Our district's having the same issue.
So, I think it's good if we can create some regional buying power, where we're using similar, that I think it helps everybody.
Yeah.
So this isn't really anything to vote on. I just wanted
It's
you guys to
information.
be aware of the RFP, what was in it, and have that information, because if we do get some proposals, obviously you'll have to vote on it then. So it'll be coming down the pike, hopefully.
The next meeting.
Yeah.
Are we ready to adjourn?
Just one other thing I wanted to give you information about. So on the election, it was kind of crazy because we had 3 open positions. One person ran the one position. We had 2 people in candidate for position number 2, Justine Glenn, and by the name of Yvonne, not sure of her last name. And Justine won that position. And then position 3, nobody ran for, so there were several write-in candidates. I contacted the county, got her response here. So whoever got the most votes in that write-in is actually the one who gets that position. I will contact that person and see if that is something that they still want to have. They have to July 2nd to decide that, if that's what they want to do. We're kind of entertaining the thought if it is. We might have board members come in the new ones, and just be, do their oath and come into office in June at our June meeting, but they won't start until July. And that way they'll give us some time to meet with them and get the ball rolling on everything.
Who was the one that would cut the most?
It was Yvonne.
Roy.
Yeah. There was some.
I thought it was
Roy.
great.
Yeah, Roy, somebody like that. So it was Yvonne, ironically, the one that was also applied for position number 2.
Oh, gotcha.
So,
Who
she
was
ended
second
up,
then?
Justine. And she was second in the write-ins too.
So there's no other write-ins besides those two?
No, there were several, but everybody's down to like one
Yeah, no.
write-in. So
I got
they
two
go with
hands
who
up.
had the most, and that was Yvonne Serrato. So,
Cool, we can leave Dan on then, can't we?
no, that would fill all positions if everyone accepts her position. And I guess what I'm leaving out is Justine, even though she resigned with us earlier, I've spoken with her and she is actually gonna take that
So
position.
who are the 5 then?
It would be,
David and I,
then Justine,
yeah,
Yvonne, Noah Gephardt.
and who?
Noah Gephardt, he was the one who ran in position 1.
Oh, I guess I
Yeah.
missed that one.
So Justine is accepted.
So she is asked to come to the next board meeting to address the board with a statement as to why she resigned really and what why she wants to be back on the board and do that. Not that she's elected into it, so but she just wants to be transparent with the board. So she will probably be at that June meeting either way. So.
Okay.
So anyways, that's just where that stands. So just wanted to let you all know. That's all I got.
I moved to adjourn.
Are you in a hurry or something?
He's got a baseball game.
Oh, good. That's it.
Okay. I can do adjourn. Let's adjourn.
Did you want to hang out another hour?
You know.
Oh.
Let me get your.
Bye.
Do we have to sign
Yep, I have some here for you.
coming that way? So I met Brian, our new safety guy,
Oh, SRO?
SRO.
Maybe you want to hand it down, yeah.
Is it possible, I said, I'm gonna throw you under the bus. I was in the bus. I said,
Where I got one.
I was gonna check with you and see if we could have him just hang out where all those people run through.